Welcome all to my first video on my brand new YouTube channel, Jules Believes. My entire YouTube channel will be dedicated to the pursuit of enlightening and casting away the negativity that media and Hollywood portray different religions to be. As my first episode, I'm going to be calling this, as you can see by the head, the Age of Confusion. And this is basically me giving you my story and as to why I'm actually, Molly Burke, not right now, sweetheart. As to why I'm making the channel, why it's so important to me, why everything really. So I'm gonna start off by saying I identify as a pagan. I grew up in a Christian church, Christian home. A lot of my family is pastors or worship leaders. I was in church every week near the end of my Christian going. I was going about 5 times a week. I was an usher. I was a Sunday school teacher. I assisted in youth ministries, and some things happened to me that kind of made me start seeing things for what they were. Not saying that the religion itself is bad. I'm not saying that the church was corrupt or anything like that. It was just not for me. And as a very loving, accepting person, I really don't judge anyone by the religion that they identify as. I judge people by their actions and the way that they treat others. So even though I steered away from the mainstream Christian sector, if you will, I decided to kind of take some of the things that really meant a lot to me and carried them with me to my new religion. But even by technical description, I'm not even pagan. What I ended up doing was, in my quest for truth, I ended up reading the book of the Quran, book of Torah, book of Buddha, basically any religious text that I could get my hands on, because I was just searching. I didn't know what I was going to find, but I knew that I had to find it. And I really fared well with nature-based religions. Basically, my belief is that there is a God, but God is the entire universe. It's not one omnipotent being. It's not a statue that you can worship. It's everything around us, everything within us, everything beside of us. And to me, that just spoke volumes, because I've always felt connected with nature. I've always kind of had this overwhelming sense that we were all connected, and this kind of just helped me to understand my own mentality, if you will. Basically, my religion is what you would call omnism, which means I took all of the parts of the religions that I read about that really spoke to me and made me feel like that was what I was called to be doing, and kind of all put it together. So I'm living not under one specific religion. I'm living under what I feel is true and correct. And that is somewhat without labels. I mean, everyone has to have a label when corresponding with society. So that's why I just label myself as paganism, or pagan. The reason, so after that intro, I'm going to kind of explain why this episode is called The Age of Confusion. As a nation, I live in America, California. How you doing? There's been a lot of turmoil for the past 8, 9, 10 years. And it's been so intense that it's kicked people off of their life paths. It has completely scrambled the inner workings of people's minds. We, as a civilization, are having things thrown at us left and right, whether it be advertising, movies, TV, literature, even friends and family. Social media is the biggest part of this. And it's almost a mass um, situation where if you don't conform, you're not going to be part of anything. And I actually saw a study recently saying that the majority of newer generation, so my generation and younger, I'm about 30, I'm considered the millennial generation. A lot of us are leaning more towards nature-based religions rather than mainstream religions. And this is due to all the corruption in news and politics, as well as things that are coming to surface, sex scandals and things as disgusting as that. And I decided, I've been fighting with this for about 2 years to start this channel. And I decided that from that report that I read, several reports actually, I'm a researcher. So when I'm looking into things, I'm really, really looking. I decided that this is the perfect time to open myself up and try to unscramble what people are perceiving of these so-called satanic or sacrilegious religions that have been portrayed by media and Hollywood. So I really hope that you stay around. I know I'm kind of socially awkward right now, but I swear I'm going to loosen up and get a little more alive as the videos progress. I already have probably about 10 to 12 episodes in mind, and tons more that I haven't written down yet. So I'm really excited to get this going. This is a passion project of mine. I really hope you'll stay with me on this journey as I try to enlighten and educate those that are even the slightest bit interested. And I also want to say from the get-go, and I will say this in every episode, that all of the things that I talk about have been intensely researched by myself when I was in my search for truth, as well as deeply opinionated, because a lot of these religions, that the ancient religions, if you call them, so Egyptian religions, Nordic religions, pagan, Wiccan, all of those sorts of nature-based religions, there's so many things that differ from region to region. So if you would look at paganism and look at it in like the New Orleans area, that's more the hoodoo, voodoo area of paganism, which is completely okay. They took the things that were around them and made their own. And that's the beauty of these religions. And what another thing I hope will actually read through in my episodes is that religion is what you make it. If you need that structure, you need to be somewhere every Sunday. If you need someone to be reading new sermons and you're not into like going out and finding out your own information, more power to you. But I'm more speaking towards the people that feel lost, the people who feel like, okay, yes, there's God, or okay, like I feel like there's something more, but I don't know where to go. And I'm not saying switch to my religion, because like I said, I accept everyone for who they are. If you're Muslim, if you're Jewish, Mormon, it really doesn't matter to me as long as you treat me with respect. So that said, I'm trying to offer my information and the things that I've scrounged up in the past 12 years to try and enlighten those that are at least curious to see where we're coming from, what it entails, and if it really is a true fit for you, because that's my entire goal, is to make sure that you know exactly what you want to do. And that doesn't make sense. Okay, well, just making sure that you have the correct information is probably the better way to say it. Because I've been on YouTube for a while. The only channel that I've seen so far that has been 100% earnest and loving and educational is the Jameson twins. and Terry and Linda Jameson, the Psychic Twins is, I believe, is their name on YouTube. And I've been obsessed with them, as well as Shane Dawson, for the past 6 months or so. I've been blowing up their Twitters. I'm a stan. Hardcore stan right here. But I kind of felt their videos are what kind of pushed me over the edge to start this, because with the information they have, plus the information that I have, I feel like there's a lot more that can be absorbed from the audience. Because they do touch on a lot of things, and they're magnificent, wonderful people. But I kind of just want to dive deeper. I haven't really seen people who are actually willing to go into the facts and look and see exactly what they want. Like, it's not exactly. This is, like I said, this is my first video, so, and it's not going to be edited because I don't know how to do that yet. But I just hope that my message carries through, and that I'm interesting enough to be able to gain a following. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said in the beginning, this is a passion project. If I make money or not, that's up to the universe. I'm just hoping that the information gets to the correct people, and that I'm able to make a change, no matter how small, in someone's life. It doesn't have to be a mass majority of people. But with that, I feel like this welcome video is coming to a close. We will be touching on subjects of all religions. Like I said, we're going to be touching on paganism, Nordic religions, Wiccan, Egyptian religions. We're even going to be touching on the pros and cons of mainstream religion versus the secular religions. And we're going to be touching on crystals. We're going to be touching on tarot cards, everything that I feel has gotten a bad rap from media and Hollywood influence. We're going to be going over to try to just straighten everything out, get that news out there that these things are not Satan-based, they're not negative, as long as you use them with a good heart and a pure intention. So I love you guys. I hope the universe blesses you each and every day, and I hope to see you soon.